Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up, Empire? What's going on, DTA Army? Welcome back to another daily analysis. Now, today I have something really interesting to talk about, specifically what will happen to AMP between August 12th and August 13th. Now, I expect AMP to move based on TAs, right? Coming from a technical analysis perspective. And that's primarily based upon AMP getting ready to touch the bull market support band. Now, anytime that we've done that, we've seen an upwards of price movement of 100% or more, right? And this is historically, this has been shown on the charts. Now, one of AMP's very own community members actually expects AMP's price to move upward between those same dates, but based on the consumer price index reports that are released every month, right? According to him, AMP has price movements of, again, 100% or more every 2 months based on the consumer price index releases, right? Now we'll see what happens, but before we get into that, let's dive into today's daily analysis. All right, now looking at AMP on the daily chart, we can see a few things happening, right? So one, yesterday, we actually closed yesterday's daily candle with a neutral doji, right? Now, this signals to us one of two things. So one, it signals that, buyers and sellers are agreeing on this value zone or the price of AMP here. And two, it also signals to us that we are coming to the end of the pullback that we've been in, going back to our original trend, trending upwards, right? And we can actually see that looking at the daily candle right now for today, right? So today we do have, a bullish candle, right? The bulls are back in effect. And over the last hour or so, there's been, a lot of buying pressure happening, right? If you take a look at etherscan.com, you can actually see, there's been a lot of transactions that have happened over the last hour or two, increasing and buying AMP of, more than $2 million, right? And this is all verified. If you guys take a look at my Reddit, I do have links for all of those transactions that total up to more than $1 million in buying volume alone, right? So, this is basically signaling to me that one, there is some insider information that whales or institutions may know about AMP. And two, there are some speculators getting into AMP in anticipation of something happening, right? Additionally, looking at the daily chart, we can see that, the bull market support band, it is coming up, right? Currently, we are sitting above the 0.062 resistance level. Right now, we're sitting at the 0.064, 0.065 range. And ultimately, what we want to see here today is a close above the 0.062 level, right? We want to know that we have flipped this resistance into support. So that's what we have going on with the daily chart. Now let's take a look at the 4 hour to see what's happening with AMP. So the 4 hour gets a little bit more interesting, right? So we see, selling volume pushing down. We also see buying volume pushing up, right? We have a higher low right here in this range slash consolidation area that we've been in for quite some time, right? We also have, these huge bullish candles with a lot of buying volume, right? Now, if we take a look and see, how much buying volume this is actually in this one candle alone, we have 41.32 million in buying volume, right? So, it looks like the bulls have showed up. Again, if you take a look at Etherscan and you just sort of go through the transactions, you can see there has been a lot of buying pressure. People purchasing AMP and, from various places, whether it's from a DeFi exchange or, Coinbase. But again, right, we have a lot of buying volume here. So the bulls have definitely showed up. But again, we do want to have that close above the 0.062 level, right? Just to make sure that, we flip this resistance into support. Now, going back to, the key dates of August 13th and August 12th, why do I think that, we could possibly see some upward momentum there? Well, really the only reason is because, the bull market support band will be continuing to go up. And I think that we'll see some sort of intersection between AMP and the candlesticks again. And again, anytime that happens, we see price movement upwards of, at least 100%, right? So that's what we have going on for AMP. And really quickly, let's just take a look at Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin has some interesting things going on as well. So looking at Bitcoin on the daily chart, again, we had this original bull flag that we broke out of, right? We continue to move to the upside, but what else is happening on Bitcoin, right? Let's just zoom out really quick to see what happened, right? So again, using our bull market support band, anytime we're above it, we know that we're in a bull market. But anytime we fall below it, we know that, this is a possibility of us entering a bear market, right? So we were in a slight bear market for a little over 100 days. But, what's been happening over the last 2 days for Bitcoin, starting August 9th, right? We actually went above the bull market support band, right? So this is signaling to us that the bull market is not over yet, right? And if we zoom a little bit deeper into our intraday timeframes, right, looking at the 4 hour, again, we've been staying above the bull market support band for quite some time, right? So this bull market is far from over. And in regards to AMP, I think that we just really have to be patient and wait to see what happens, right? Because ultimately we do know that the use case and the value of AMP is derived from the utility of it, right? Not from speculation or being tied to Bitcoin, right? So I think that over time we will start to see that decoupling, but we really just have to be patient and let AMP do its things, right? The fundamentals of AMP have not changed; they've only increased. And I think that the more awareness that AMP gets from the overall broader market, and the more that people associate AMP with cryptocurrency payment, as well as any type of value transfer, we will start to see some interesting things happening. So that's all I have for you guys today. Don't forget, if you like this content, to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And until tomorrow, DTA is out.